Hey guys, I am going to pronounce for you and with you our new Chapter 3 vocabulary list. I have them here in this document. I thought it might be a little bit easier than trying to scroll through the Quizlet flashcards. So at your disposal, obviously, Quizlet is on Google Classroom. And then I'm also going to be attaching this if there's a reason that you might prefer just to have them in list form as well. The theme of this chapter is more about school, subjects and schedules and things of that nature. It's fairly lengthy. This, of course, is just the first part of the list, and it is fairly lengthy. So that's, I guess, the bad news. I'm leading with the bad news. The good news is that as we pronounce, you will very quickly see that it is heavily concentrated with cognates. So there are going to be a lot of words. In fact, here's one right here, right? El arte means art. Not a word that's going to throw you off. So we've got lots of cognates here. So you're going to very quickly be able to narrow down this lengthy list into the core group of words that you're really going to need to focus on and practice and study because, your brain's going to have a harder time making the connection. With the cognates, we're still going to have to work on pronouncing them correctly and try to not make them sound like English words, even though they look like the English words that we're familiar with. So let's just pronounce. The Spanish is in black here on the left-hand side. Don't be distracted by the English unless you kind of want to see that as we're going along. So listen and repeat. Difícil. El alemán. El almuerzo. El anuario. El arte. El baloncesto. I'm going to make a note about that. Baloncesto is definitely a word used in Spanish to mean basketball, but they've also adopted the English word, so you will hear el basquetbol. Very common to hear that as well. And I'll just scroll up here while we're at it. El cálculo. El chino. El coro. El debate. El día. And speaking of days, we have the days of the week in this list. You're going to be learning Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here's the first one. El domingo. El drama. El equipo. El equipo de porristas. El español. El francés. El gobierno. El horario. El horario de clases. El inglés. El italiano. El jueves. El latín. El lunes. El martes. El miércoles. El periódico. El periodismo. El primer día de clase. El sábado. El viernes. Fácil. Hoy. La álgebra. La banda. La biblioteca. La biología. La capilla. La computación. La comunicación. And I want to point out there, we had talked in class about kind of the cognate pattern when we have the shun in English. So you see that over here, T-I-O-N with communication, and how in Spanish that's going to equate to sion with a C or an S. So we've got that pattern here. All right, economics. La economía. La educación física. La física. La geografía. La geometría. La historia. La historia de Estados Unidos. La historia del mundo. La lengua. La literatura. La orquesta. La química. La salud. La semana. La trigonometría. Las actividades extracurriculares. Las ciencias de la tierra. Las clases de estudios sociales. Las clases de las lenguas. Las clases electivas. Las matemáticas del consumidor. Las materias. Los deportes. Ocupado. Ocupada. All right. That is the bulk of the the chapter 3 list. There are some sections that we'll get to as we keep moving through the chapter, and I'll add the new words as they come to this list. But right now, this is your working chapter 3 vocab list, and our job in the next few days until we see each other again after Thanksgiving is going to be for you to start becoming familiar with these words by sight and by sound and by pronouncing them. So have fun with that.